we have something thrilling today. The 2020 Gurwitz International Piano Competition Gold Medalist is here. His name is Jiale Li, and we're going to be right back for a little bit of conversation. He's going to play some, and you're going to absolutely love it. Stick around. Ted Barcelou with Alamo Piano Galleries. You can find us online at alamopianogalleries.com. Look for us. We have a couple of stores in Ohio, in Michigan. We have a couple of stores in Texas and one in St. Louis and also in Kansas City. And we also have a website. You can shop and look for Kawai pianos on there. Speaking of which, I have a Kawai artist with us, Jiale Li. He's the winner of the 2020 Gurwitz International Piano Competition. He's also has an exciting piano journey story. I'm going to try to be quiet and ask questions so we can listen to him talk. He has won the Lowry Award and had a competition, the auditions that led for the Eastman School, where he played at Carnegie Hall, which was his debut performance. And since he's won the golden medalist position in 2020, he's been busy online. I'm finding out just now about where he lives and what kind of work he does besides play phenomenal piano. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here.
It's a pleasure.
And a couple of things I want to ask you. I want to go all the way back to the beginning because I know you're here for special performances this weekend. We're going to get around to talk about that. And I also found out that your piano career has extended into competitions to where you're doing preliminary judging. We're going to talk about some of that as well. But first off, where did it all start? How old were you when you first saw a piano, said, what is this? How do I do it? Or did someone put you on piano? How did it begin for you?
So actually, my piano career was decided before I was born.
Oh, well, there you go.
My parents bought a piano before I was born, yeah.
So you were born into a house with a piano in it?
Yeah.
Predestination.
Yeah, my father and my mother, they were amateur music teachers, so they love classical music. And I remember there's a Czerny book. My father wrote a little poem on the book. Yeah, and it shows how much hope he has in me. Yeah,
well,
my son must be a really good musician. So yeah, that's my...
For real?
Yeah, my music life was decided.
So you don't even remember starting piano?
No,
it was always there?
Yeah, it's all naturally happened.
Your whole life? Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you remember the kind of piano you had, that you had in the house?
It's called, the brand is called Prince. I don't think they produce it anymore.
Right,
it's really, it's a upright, small one.
That's a fascinating story.
Yeah.
I've interviewed a few people that were almost the same kind of thing. They were born into a house with a piano, and the piano was there for when they got there. That's a fascinating thing, as opposed to go out and get a piano or have to ask for a piano and stuff like that. So let me ask you, when you first started, how did your parents were obviously your first teachers?
Yeah.
So how did they start you off? Like on scales or chords or one finger at a time?
Yeah, I need to read the music first. So my father, he created a method. I like cars when I was little, and he said, "Oh, this C is a C car."
Right.
Yeah, he got me to get interested in the music, and then I think my
just kind of blended into reading
the music knowledge is, the basic music knowledge is really good because of that method, yeah.
Do you remember the first time you reached an octave?
When I was like the 6th grade.
Let me ask you, did your dad write it down in a catalog someplace or in a journal?
No, not actually, it's just, I don't remember the exact time, but my hand was big.
Stretching out pretty big?
Big enough.
And so now, obviously, you've reached 10ths, no problems.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Because I'm playing Liszt, so
did you,
I have to reach.
How long did you dream of being able to do that? A long time before you could reach?
Not very long.
Not very long?
I can reach this when I was in high school. So
wow, that's better than me. You would practice a lot more.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of fascinating. I have a couple of things I jotted down I wanted to ask you is, as you were learning, did you have a favorite composer? Someone whose music kept coming up as like, man, I seem to like this person's stuff.
Okay. When I was in high school, I really liked Chopin. But now, as I grow older, I like Beethoven the most.
Do you really?
Yeah. Because I can see the composer is changing. He has 3 periods, different periods.
Right.
And I see how the composer coming from the classical period to the romantic period. He's really great.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I still like Chopin. I love Chopin, but I respect Beethoven.
Well,
It's
Beethoven
two
was kind
different,
of
yeah.
really stringent on a lot of his, the timing is just like so much more, I guess, German. It's just precise.
Yeah,
It's a lot like off patterns, the same way that you get off timings with Bach and stuff like that. Did you play a lot of Bach when you were going through it? Bach?
Yeah, a lot of Bach. Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
counterpoint
because for
stuff.
auditions we must play well-tempered clavier. Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite piece?
Favorite piece.
A favorite piece. And someone says, like, say you're at a party, a bunch of friends, not a classical music party, and they say, play us something.
Maybe the piece I compose.
Oh, you compose.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. See that? I learned something new. The more questions you ask, the more you learn. So, the pieces you compose, what are they like?
Like
describe.
pop style. Yeah, different kind of style. Yeah.
So, how many of them you compose?
I compose some 4 hands, and I play it with my wife. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, maybe for the encore I will play that with. Yeah, my wife is coming tonight.
Oh,
maybe
great.
I'll play with her for encore.
Oh, that'd
for
be
the
fun.
next,
I bet you know what,
recitals.
people are going to love that.
Yeah,
We plan
I
on
hope.
being there. Well, you know what? I was hoping, what I wanted to do is, let me ask you, after you won obviously the Gurwitz International Competition is a major, that's a major prize category.
Yes.
And the question I wanted to ask, you picked the Shigeru Kawai piano for that. You had other pianos you could pick, right?
Yes.
Why'd you pick the Kawai? Just curiosity.
Because the high register, it gives me space to really project the top, the transparent sound. Yeah, I really like the piano.
Mostly because of the upper register?
Yeah, upper register. Yeah, and the singing quality, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything.
I like that.
Yes.
It just seems to me that Kawais have a bigger, rounder, fatter tone. I don't know how to explain it other than it just seems to be like a louder piano. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I think it's more, transparent one, or not necessarily louder, but beautiful.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
What was it like when you were playing with strings for the first time and an orchestra kicked in, where before it was in your mind or you were rehearsing it with a recording?
Oh, strings.
What was it like when you're sitting there and the first violinist is there and the conductor is there? It had to be a thrilling moment for you.
Yeah, it's really touching to hear strings, because as a piano we cannot create that much cantabile sound as the strings, and everything is like stretched, and you can feel the tension of music, and you must blend in with the string instrument. Yeah, that's a magical moment.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Did you feel lifted up? You sort
Yeah,
of have to,
it's,
whoa, pay attention, don't get
I
lost
think
in
it's,
the mood.
the right word is the sublime, the feeling of sublime.
Yeah, that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, that's what I want to do. Now that I learned that you have pieces that you compose, what I want to do is take a little break here so we can hear you, stretch out a little bit on the piano.
okay.
Just play some excerpts of whatever you want.
Okay.
I would personally love to hear some of your your compositions.
Okay.
Even if you can do like 2 hands and 2 hands, or however you do 4 hands, I'm sure you can cover most of it. So we're going to take a short pause. We'll listen to you play,
Okay.
and then we'll come on back.
Yeah.
Jiale, thank you for playing. I'm really impressed. And I do understand, it's kind of interesting. I need to back up my thoughts here. You're here, and I'm looking forward to hearing you playing, but you're doing musical bridges around the world performances this weekend for a Friday, Saturday for your membership, which makes the whole thing alive and keep going. And then on Sunday, there's a performance in front of the San Fernando Cathedral. And that's going to be a wonderful thing. We're looking forward to that. And so in the future, I'm thinking that your piano playing has taken you very far in life. And briefly, I want to make sure that this gets on the video. I had asked you about your first competition because that actually took you someplace new, right? And can you tell me a little bit about that, or tell us about that your first competition that you went to?
Yeah, when I was 17 in high school, I was studying in Central Conservatory and heard about this competition. And this first time I go abroad is in Russia, St. Petersburg. And then I went there with friends, and I think I got the third place. The first place was not chosen, but yes, it was the first time I go abroad and play for so many people.
That must have been thrilling.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, were you nervous?
Yeah, really nervous. Yeah.
Were you really?
Yeah.
But your performance was great. You placed, man.
Yeah, I try to play with emotion, so it helped me to get the notes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's really wonderful. And so then I found out that after you won the Gurwitz International Competition, you've been moved up, and I want to talk a little bit about some of this preliminary judging you've been doing. I was kind of shocked. How many applicants were there that came across?
Yeah, I think 76.
76.
Yeah.
When you told me that, I was like, 76. And these aren't like 3-minute songs.
No.
This is complicated stuff.
They have 1 hour program. Each person has 1 hour.
And then everyone that plays, you have their music? Or you already know?
I know the piece. Yeah, most of the piece. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And so out of those 76, you get 12 contestants.
12. Yeah.
And those guys go live, right? That's like a live show.
Yeah, it's a live recording.
And so it's kind of that's the real competition.
Yeah.
And that's coming up in January, toward the end of January of next year.
Yes.
Because there's Gurwitz International is every 4 years, like the Olympics.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Super cool. Okay, Jiale, this past summer, you went through 76 applicants, 12 contestants. Well, they're you know who those are. Out of those 12, they're going to make 6 semifinalists and 3 finalists.
Yes.
You've already done this, and you came out on top. What was that like?
It's like magic happening. I never thought I would win, Like when they first announced the semi-finalist there, like I was number 4, and he said number 2 was on the list, and number 3, and we thought, oh, there's no chance there's number 4 again. And then they announced my name. It's really magical, and
What did you feel like when it came down to 3?
Oh, I will never. Yeah.
That was it?
My journey stopped here, but yeah.
That nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's really nerve-wracking. Yeah.
And let me ask you, it's not the crowd that makes you nervous. It's yourself and the other 2 people.
Yeah, I think for life that's truth for life too.
Yeah, that's
yeah, the biggest enemy is yourself. It's not other people. Yeah.
It's starting to sound like being an athlete in golf, right? Well, let me ask you this: where do you see yourself going from here? Because I imagine recording or moving on to composing your own pieces and getting orchestras to play them along with you. I mean, what are your thoughts? What do you see right now?
Yeah, I just hope I will be a better person, a better musician in general. Yeah, just keep love doing music, and I've been playing. I've been playing music for some specific purpose, for audition, for competition. But now I can play music just because I love music.
That's beautiful.
No particular purpose. That's really a wonderful thing for my life. Yeah.
I have a couple small questions before we leave. Yeah. So you wake up every day and you play piano, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you sit down 9 hours straight or 4 or take lunch?
If I have a really big recital coming up, I'm going to practice more, maybe 6 to 7 hours, and I separate the practice time. Yeah, that's more effective for. And if I don't have recital, maybe 3 to 4 hours. And I, compose and do some sight reading with my wife. Yeah, it's
So you do warm-up exercises, you practice arpeggio scales, you do the diminished chords?
I stopped doing that when after high school, but I still like my students to do that.
Okay.
That's really necessary to
That's just
finger
wonderful.
exercise. Yeah.
It's been fabulous having you here.
Thank you.
Good luck on your music journey, and great performance to you this week. Have a great gig. Okay, you've got 2 for your membership, and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, no one's going to be holding up numbers. No one's taking notes. They're just going to be enjoying you and your talent and your music journey, and then watching you go through things, bigger and better things. It's just fascinating.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure meeting you, and it's been a pleasure having you here in San Antonio.
It's my pleasure to be here.
I'm just thrilled and honored that we got to host your visit here this weekend. And major thanks to Musical Bridges around the world, and also to the Gurwitz International Piano Competition. And also to our multitude of subscribers out there and listeners. Thank you again. This is Ted Barcelou. I'm with the phenomenal Jiale Li, and he's given performances here this weekend. And you can find him somewhere online. He says you can find him on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
And we're going to have enough B-roll footage so you can get the spelling of his name, which I hope I pronounce correct every time. I did okay with it. And look for his career to continue to grow online through enjoyable concert performances and music, and not so much being criteria driven anymore. You can actually just enjoy music for music and take advantage of your phenomenal skills. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.